I'm showing you it all sectioned off. It's 4 sections at the top. Each section will have 3 cornrows. And you don't necessarily have to do this design, but if you want to do the design that I am doing, you want to make sure you do 3 cornrows. You're parting off 3. But if not, you could do a zigzag braid. You could do some crisscross braids. You can do a whole design as long as it amounts to the amount of braids that she will have at the top. So if it's 4 sections and it's 3 braids, that lets you guys know that there will be 12 cornrows. You should have 12 cornrows at the top of your head if you're doing it the way that I'm doing it. You can slant them. You can do whatever you need to do, but that's what I did. You can make them smaller. You can make them micro. It's really up to the fullness you want of the ponytail. Just know the smaller the braid, the more breakage could happen as far as takedown. Small braids can cause breakage, especially if your hair is not healthy. So that's just a braid pro tip that I wanted to give out there. But I gave her a decent size so the takedown won't be crazy. Now, I can say that I am not adding in the braiding hair right away. And I know you guys are like, well, how'd she get the length? I'm going to show you guys how I got the length once you continue watching. But right now, if your client has full hair like hers, you simply just want to braid it all the way with their natural hair. If not, and you're going for a more feed-in look, you can feed in smaller pieces, and I'm gonna tell you when. So you can feed them in starting at the beginning, only if, and you want to do a very, very small pieces, very small piece, only if your client's hair is thin. But once you get about here, if you want to build a braid, you can do that, or a little bit further. I want to say braid a little bit more. Probably about here, you want to start adding in small pieces. Again, you always want to add in small pieces if you want to build the braid in a more of a feed-in, more fuller look. But for me, I'm not adding in no braiding hair right now. That will all be added in later. So stay tuned for that and watch me braid this down. This hairstyle will last a full month with proper maintenance and care. When I say maintenance, I mean oiling the scalp, wearing a shower cap at when you're taking a bath or a shower, wearing a nice scarf around it, taking care of your braids, just really maintaining it. If you click the link in the description and in the right, I'm going to put in a card. You'll see how this hairstyle looked after 3 weeks. And yeah, but I just want to let you guys know that this hairstyle is a very good protective hairstyle when you maintain it. Now, granted, we did go swimming. It is the summertime. And by her going swimming, we did not tie it down the day we went swimming because it wasn't dry. Bantu knots tend to take a little bit longer with drying, so that will be the only time you will not need to wear any type of protective headwear. As far as showering and sleeping, you should be fine, but as soon as it's all dry, you want to go back into the routine of making sure you're wearing a headscarf and a shower cap when bathing. So I just wanted to put that out there. So be mindful of that when you see this video. Right now, I'm on the second to last braid in the second section. So again, it is 3 braids in each section. You should end with 12. Now, if your client's head size is bigger, then, like I said, work it out, make it the design that you want, or you can keep it, again, 12 braids. Or if your client hair is smaller, if you can't do 3 in each section, then do 2. And the way that I created the sections was I parted it down the middle, and then I parted each half in half. And then after that, I determined the size of braid that I wanted per section. And that's how I came to it will only be 3. But you can swoop it. You could do whatever design again. So yeah, just be mindful of that. Since I showed you guys how I did the cornrows as far as on her scalp, now I am showing you how I add in the extensions to make these long. And you are most likely going to make these, if not the same length as the knotless, or longer, because these will be going into a ponytail. So you want to feed in the hair till you get to the thickness of the braid to match the back section of knotless, and also to make the length very long. So I hope I explained that very well. So you are building the braid right now. You are building it to the size of the knotless braids in the back, because you don't want to have teeny tiny braids in the back that don't match. You want to make sure that all the braids are around the same size, and you want to braid them extremely long. Not extremely long, but a little bit longer than the knotless braids in the back, because again, these will be more so in a ponytail. Or you can make them the exact same length. Because I want her ponytail to be a little bit shorter than her knotless braids, making it the same length as the knotless braids is fine. So make it the same length as the knotless braids if you plan on having the ponytail being shorter. I didn't want the ponytail to blend in to the back. I wanted it to really look like a half up, half down, where it's a ponytail and then it's down in the back. So that was the thought process of how I did this. Now you see my grandbaby. I had a special appearance. She was all up in this, all around my feet while I was doing this hairstyle. But anyway, back to this. Just build the braid. And you want to make sure that the hairs detangle as you go. You do not want to be braiding in hair that is tangled up, because takedown will cause breakage and it's just not going to be fun. You want to make sure that your client hair is nice and healthy throughout the braids, not in some knots. So that's why you will see me detangle. And I'm just adding in and building the braid. And my tuck game had to be strong, okay, because she had blunt ends. So I was tucking, using that braiding gel to really help me mold in her natural hair and blend in well. Also, the color of this hair is 2 and a 4 in expressions. Again, everything that I've used and where I buy it from will all be in the description box. I like to order mine. It comes right to my house, hassle free. I don't have to worry about going into the hair store and being annoyed with it not being there. I get everything in a timely fashion. And if I do come up to a point